Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So, look, man, the more we talk about Jermell Charlo fighting Canelo Alvarez, and the more I find it interesting that people really feel that this is a cherry pick by Canelo. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, let me try to look at this a little differently. Because whenever you have a champion or a big name fighter who happens to be heavier than the opponent that they select, and let's be real, once you get to the point in your career like a Canelo Alvarez, you basically pick and choose who you want to fight. But again, when you look at Canelo Alvarez, we tend to want to say he's cherry picking the smaller guy because it's a larger champion, larger fighter who's choosing to fight someone a couple weight classes below him. But I was watching this, right? And I was thinking about how a lot of people were saying Errol Spence deserves to be spanked the same way we spank Canelo Alvarez for fighting smaller fighters. Then Errol Spence should have been spanked for fighting Mikey Garcia. And when I heard that argument, I understood it, but I immediately came to the defense of Errol Spence. Because I said, well, hell, it's true Earl was bigger, but Mikey Garcia was a monster at those lower weights. And Mikey Garcia wanted to fight. So it wasn't a matter of Errol Spence sitting around and choosing to pick and cherry pick Mikey Garcia for an easy fight. It was a matter of Mikey Garcia, the smaller fighter, wanting a challenge. And I said that could be the case with Jermell Charlo. You know, and I'm going to tell you, Canelo Alvarez, although he's definitely exercising his A-side privileges by trying to pursue Badu Jack, then come in trying to fight, Jermell Charlo, and the fact that he's looking to fight Jermell now. I think this isn't necessarily a cherry pick by Canelo. I think this has a whole lot to do with Jermell daring to be great and the smaller fighter looking for a challenge. And when you look at it like that, I think we need to be careful not to sit here and just slot this fight between Canelo and Jermell, kind of slot it the way we did with Canelo picking Amir Khan. Now, we all know that Amir Khan, he was really trying his best, man, to move up and pick up a win over Canelo Alvarez. But we all, and I'm going to go ahead, man, and make an assumption that 100% of the boxing world felt that Amir Khan was on a suicide mission out here trying to fight Canelo Alvarez at a catch weight of 155 pounds. But what's even more interesting is that was 8 pounds heavier than Khan has ever weighed. While a rehydrated Alvarez, comes in the fight around 180 pounds. So it was just, a total failure from the beginning. But anyway, Amir Khan represented himself well, and we know what happened. I don't think that's going to be the case with Jermell Charlo, where he comes in there, represents himself well the first 3, 4, 5 rounds, and then gets tranquilized. I just don't think that. Jermell has a better chin than Khan. He's defensively responsible. He doesn't just rely on speed. He's very intelligent, uses angles, get underneath punches. He has a vast array of when it comes to his punch selection. There's a lot of good that Jermell does, and also we got to look, Jermell is not a small guy. Canelo, look, man, he's kind of thick, right? 5'7", 5'8", Jermell about 6 feet. Look, Jermell's going to fill out into that 168 pounds. He's going to fill out. The problem is he's never fought at 168. And I do think with the additional weight, you do slow down a little bit. And he's going to feel it in his legs. He's going to feel it in his body. Where Canelo has adjusted. He's comfortable at 168. And I think that could be the difference in the fight. But again, I don't necessarily think that this is going to be I don't think this is necessarily a cherry pick. I think this is just a smaller guy who wants to challenge. And we know Jermell. Let me tell you something. If you haven't been following boxing, you know Jermell Charlo. He out of the two brothers, he may be the crazy one. He's not afraid. He wants that. He wants to fight. He wants those challenges. And he's in the right camp to accept a challenge like that and get the right guidance to set him up for success or to ensure he has the best chance possible of beating Canelo. Now, I will tell you this, right? If Jermell Charlo beats Canelo Alvarez, let me tell you something. Who's the pound for pound number one in boxing? It ain't no damn Gervonta Davis. It ain't no damn Terrence Crawford. I don't care what happens between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. If Jermell can go up there and beat Canelo Alvarez, especially if he tranquilizes him, you got to put Jermell, no matter whether you like him, like his brother, like the attitudes, whatever, you got to make him the pound for pound number one in the sport of boxing, because that would just speak volumes. Now you're getting into the discussion about Roy Jones going up and fighting John Ruiz. Now you're getting into the discussion about Spinks going up fighting Larry Holmes. Now you're talking about how Roberto Duran moved up multiple weight divisions. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really sit here. But these guys didn't go on to become undisputed. They went up and won titles. Jermell going up two weight divisions, and although it's a 4-for-1 deal, it's a 4-for-1 deal. One fight, 4 belts. So it is what it is. But you got to get that man his credit, right? You do. And that being said, we got to sit back and see how everything plays out, because right now Canelo outweighs Charlo. Charlo's gonna have to put it on the smart way, right nutritionist, put the muscle on. You got to do a whole lot of the right type of exercises, and just maintain his reflexes, etc. But I'm gonna tell you all right now, Jermell could be going down in history, man. I mean, you can go all the way back to what's his name, Sugar Ray Robertson. Where he fought that guy Joey Maxson, man. Back in 1952. You're talking about a guy, man, who was who was outweighed, man. You know what I mean? Like 20, 30 pounds. And these guys just going up, man, and just, doing what I would call the impossible. But that being said, we'll sit back and see what happens. But I think maybe we should look at it a little differently. Maybe we should look at it instead of a cherry pick. Maybe it's more of the smaller fighter who wants to challenge. What I call a smaller fighter challenge, the big man cherry pick. And I think that's what this is. Same thing with Mikey Garcia and Earl Spence, since people want to slam Earl Spence. But I do think Amir Khan was a damn cherry pick. And I'm trying to think if there's anyone else recently who had somebody small bubble up in weight where he just knew it was a suicide mission. I don't know. Anybody bubbled all the way up? Man, my mind is going. I'm thinking. I'm just not I'm not sure I can recall anyone bubbling up in weight for big money, something they probably should not have done and did, and ended up regretting it. The only one I could think of really that stands out to me, and if you could think of someone, leave it in the comments, is Amir Khan. That Amir Khan Canelo Alvarez crap, that was very dangerous, But outside of that, I don't know. But that being said, let's see what happens, man, with Jermell and Canelo, man. I'm giving Jermell a chance to pull off the upset. Hard to go against somebody who finds a way to win all the time. And my understanding is there is no rehydration clause. That's something else that puts a little twist on the fight. Canelo Alvarez can rehydrate to whatever the hell he wants to. So he has all the advantages, but we'll see what happens in the fight. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Smaller fighter challenge or big man cherry pick that could go wrong. We'll find out. Keep cool in the breeze.